There we go. Let's go. Let's go. It's a Wednesday night and we're running out of time. Won't you take my hand? Most of the time before I start recording, I turn on fun music to kind of like pump me up for the occasion. It's always a good time, but you know, just get yourself into the mood. It has been like rainy, dreary fall energy this whole entire week. I've been feeling super under the weather, so I apologize that I didn't have a video last week. Then, not to mention, this is embarrassing and I shouldn't even be mentioning it at the top of the video because now you're going to be thinking about it the entire time, but I have to tell you anyways. The day before Halloween, actually, no. The Saturday of Halloween weekend, doesn't matter. I'm at the gym, I'm doing my thing. I like got a revamped program for my personal trainer, working with Future still, like was just feeling so good and confident. I'm trying to make the most of my workout before I go out and have a good time for Halloween weekend. It's like literally the end of the workout. And one of the last things I have to do is medicine ball slams. And I'm like, perfect. This is... people are watching me. I love medicine ball slams. Like, this is gonna be great, so fun, but I'm still like in my new gym. I've never picked up this medicine ball before. And for some reason, like I must have just gone into it like way too freaking confident. And I severely underestimated the slam or let's say the bounce that this ball was going to have, because like I can't even fully recount it because I think I actually probably blacked it out, but I immediately just throw this ball onto the ground in milliseconds. Like before I can even think, move, twitch, whatever, the ball slams up into my face so mother effing hard that I thought I broke a tooth or a jaw or like my entire front chin area. I am so freaking grateful the gym was empty because I like was in such excruciating pain I didn't even know what to do with myself. I was probably more nervous that I possibly broke a tooth than like actually breaking a bone because I'm that paranoid about my teeth. Long story short, thankfully nothing is broken, but I had the worst, and still kind of do, the worst like black and blue bruise all on my chin. On my chin. Oh my god, it was so freaking bad and it hurt horribly. Like I couldn't really chew that well. I couldn't swallow things because my whole jaw over here was tender. I had to text my sister like multiple times like, do I need to go to the ER? Am I being dramatic? Perhaps, but this freaking hurts. So that's my explanation as to why I was so horrible about filming, because like I had a gaping black mark on my chin and I sounded like Kermit the Frog. Still kind of do. Oftentimes, most times. I haven't really done a Q&A in a while. I figured this was kind of like a, you know, let's ease our way back into the content. I know it's like sloppy seconds. It's like YouTuber lameness 101. But I also feel like in this like stage of my life, there are things I have held back from sharing a lot and things I maybe have avoided talking about. So this could be like a good way to just vent it all out. And I hate like just sitting in my room doing a Q&A, like when I can and when I have to, but I figured let's make this kind of fun. Let's go do some taste tests around Salt Lake. There's been a few coffee shops I want to try, some local brands, support your local businesses. We might pop over to Starbucks just because I want to try the sugar cookie latte, and I don't think I have. Maybe last season. I probably have, and I probably documented it, and you're probably going to call me out on it. We're going to go to this place called Raw Bean Coffee. Don't know if that's the best name they could have come up with, but I drive past it all the time and I've always wanted to try it. It looks kind of cute, and hopefully they'll have something like holiday-esque we can go for. Hi, could I do a hot 12-ounce Blanco, please, with soy milk? That's all, thank you. Thank you. Of course, have a good one. You too. The rain is coming down. Best believe I'm still bejeweled when I walk in the room. Diamonds in my eyes. I polish up real. Okay, hopefully you enjoy the sound of the rain as much as I do, because she will be, if not the main, perhaps a side character in today's video episode. First things first, we'll try our little drink here. I got a Blanco, which is like a white chocolate latte with soy milk. I'm a soy milk girly. I can't get behind the oat milk train. I'm sorry. I know that's like such an unpopular opinion, but I think it tastes like whole milk. I think it's disgusting. And I think almond milk is too prevalent. Like you taste almonds. Is that a dumb thing to say? okay. She's very subtle. Very, very subtle. The coffee's good. I'd almost like request more white chocolate, which normally I would do the opposite of, but satisfied. Great customer service. The rain is dumping. I kind of feel bad. Okay, but let's just start with like the obvious. I got a lot of questions, basically all asking the same thing. How am I liking Utah? How do I like Salt Lake City? What's the general update here? I love Utah. Like, I freaking love Salt Lake City. I knew I was going to like it, and I think that just further affirms that I made the right decision in deciding to come here and moving here and like uprooting my entire freaking life to do this. I know like the biggest thing that really was holding me back for so long was just moving to a new place, meeting new people, not knowing many people before I moved here. I knew maybe like 3 to 4 people, kind of. I think I've been so pleasantly surprised at how easily or fast like I've made friends or just met people, and so many kind people, that it has alleviated all of that stress tenfold. Not to mention, I feel like I did a really horrible job, even when I was living in Washington, of like getting myself outside, like in a real way. Yeah, sure, I would do like daily outdoor walks, like on the sidewalk, but here, like we are doing like weekly, if not like every other day hikes, me and Reese, or me and friends, or family members, whatever. And I kind of feel like I didn't realize that was such a big void in my life that I truly feel like I needed back. So I'm just like trying to absorb it all as much as possible. The really cool thing is that my roommate is also new to Salt Lake, so she still has like the same kind of like exploratory energy that I do, and I'm a little bit more like doe-eyed, like honeymoon phase, I guess. But that's also just like my personality, where I want to make the most of everything and I want to go explore everything. But what's nice is that she wants to do that with me too. So even if it's a weekday, like we're getting out together, we're going to go try a new restaurant, a new brewery, a new bar, like just meeting new friends. And she's so good at like talking to strangers and then including me, and hopefully like vice versa. So I've just had such a wonderful first few weeks here. And again, like I know I'm in my honeymoon phase, and I know I am a blissfully, sometimes ignorantly optimistic person, but I don't really care because I'm enjoying myself, and I feel like every single day I know that I've made the right decision. That's not to say everything has been sunshine and rainbows. I talked about this in my last video, but I like finally got into some therapy. I'm finally really trying to prioritize my mental health, and that to me was a huge, massive freaking step. And I can't lie, I don't think I would be where I am without medication. I think that's helped me so much more than I ever thought it could. And I don't think I was against medication for a while, but I think I was just scared. But God, like if you need it and you feel like you need it, even just temporarily to get through a really difficult stage in your life, or even just talking to a therapist, a professional, whomever, I avoided it for far too effing long, and I shouldn't have. And I'm grateful to be in the spot that I'm in. That was a very long answer. Definitely also related as well. Any advice about finding roommates in a new city or a place where you don't know anyone? My roommate and I found each other on a Facebook group, like something along the lines of like finding roommates in Salt Lake City. If you go onto Facebook and you type in like wherever it is that you're going to live, I guarantee you there's at least some type of network that is trying to bring people together. There's even other groups that are just like new people in the area, and some people will just post recommendations or ask for recommendations, like let's say for a doctor or a groomer's, or people might even be like, hey, I don't have any plans, does anybody want to hang out? And it seems like a vulnerable thing, but it works. I didn't post myself on Facebook. I actually found my roommate and messaged her and reached out to her, and I just kind of liked her energy. I liked her little profile. Like she wrote like kind of like a cute little witty thing, and I just thought that like she had a similar energy to me, and I could tell from her Instagram and her posts like that she would just be a fun person to be with, and that's definitely proven itself. I know a lot of other people who have done similar things that I've met in Salt Lake. To me, like Salt Lake is such a funny place it almost feels like you either grew up here and you've lived here your entire life, or like everybody else is a transplant. Like most of the time when I meet people, they're not from here, which I guess in a way like breeds that kind of culture of everybody else wanting to also make friends. So maybe that's why I've had an easier time here than I even ever did in Washington. Like I keep telling people, I feel like I've made friends faster here in the 4 weeks that I've been here than like the 3 years I lived in Washington. And that's probably for a lot of other reasons too, to be fair. But yeah, I just feel like it's an easy place to meet people. Despite everybody telling me that it wasn't going to be. I had a lot of friends say it's really hard to make friends here, and I've had the exact opposite experience. So I could be an anomaly, but I also try to be very social and as extroverted as I can be, like sitting in my car talking to a camera. I also can be quite shy, like in a new setting, just like anybody else. But I think I've just tried my freaking best to remember, like, I don't know anybody here, or at least I didn't when I first moved here. So if I shoot my shot and I get shot down or it's awkward, like I never have to see that person again. If I get their phone number and we hang out, that's great. Or if we never do again, that's also totally fine. Because if I didn't try, then I would never know, you know? And if you go out with somebody and it's weird, then you just kind of establish like maybe you don't want to do that with that person again. That's okay too. But like that's how you put yourself out there and make those connections, because otherwise it can be really, really difficult to do so. This question seems like it's unrelated, but I promise it's a good segue. Katie asked if YouTube is my only job. So yes, YouTube has been my only job for basically the last 3-ish years. However, when I moved here, I kind of like decided it would be a really, I think, smart idea to get a part-time job just as a way to basically like get out of my house, get into the community, and perhaps like make friends with my coworkers or with customers, whatever. I absolutely love YouTube. Like I don't want to give this up, but this is also like a very trying time in my life, and it hasn't been as seamless as before to just be as creative or to come up with content or turn on the camera as easily as I may have in the past. There is absolutely no way like I'm giving this up, but I feel like it would be a really smart idea to just put myself out there and like have a fun little part-time job that's just like no stress. It could be retail, it could be working at a brewery or as a barista or at a fitness studio. We will see. I'll keep you updated on that. I do have an interview this week, so fingers crossed for me. But yeah, that was just kind of like another thing I was going to mention as how you meet new people or how you make new friends, because everybody that I kind of ask when I'm looking for advice to move to a new city, they always say like, oh, they made friends with their coworkers. I don't have any coworkers. So this is me trying to like eliminate that problem by giving myself coworkers. Okay, I'm starting to feel like I'm in the mood for a treat / an iced coffee or something. Believe it or not, like I get so, this is gonna sound bad, I get so steamy like sitting in my car drinking a coffee. I am like that person that turns on the air conditioning when it's 30 degrees out because I'm hot. Like I'm in my sweater in the car, like I'm starting to sweat. I don't know. I'm in the mood for something like kind of cold, a little iced coffee / a little snack. I will, however, give a little plug to our sponsor for today, because before this, I had my delicious lunch, which was provided by the one and only, you guessed it, Green Chef, our absolute favorite. I am extremely grateful that Green Chef is a longtime sponsor of this channel. They've been so supportive of me since the very, very freaking beginning, and I am obsessed with their food. I'm obsessed with their meals. I'm obsessed with how convenient, easy, and delicious it is. Green Chef is a CCOF certified organic company with options for every lifestyle. We are talking keto and paleo, vegan, vegetarian, fast and fit, which is normally what I order, Mediterranean, and gluten-free. All of these options are so beyond fun, and I love that Green Chef helps somebody like me who's just absolutely horrible in the kitchen find new and fresh recipes, introduces me to new ingredients, flavorful dishes, and they also support a healthy lifestyle, which is ultimately what I'm striving for, getting in those vegetables, getting in that better cooking skills. Green Chef's always changing variety of easy to follow recipes means there's something new to discover every single week, so you're never getting bored, you're never getting the same recipe. I don't even think I've gotten the same recipe in like the almost 3 years that I've gotten Green Chef. Like, I'm not even kidding. Every time it's something like new, spectacular, fun, different, vibrant. Green Chef now has 30 options to choose from every single week, the most variety they've ever offered. So you can make more Green Chef meals with just one simple little click. I'm personally loving how much food Green Chef offers me, so then I can actually like meal prep out my meals, because most of the time I am a lazy bum when it comes to making dinner. I don't have to worry about stressing out about finding something healthy to eat on a busy weeknight. I already know that Green Chef has me covered. So I'm saving so much time, I'm saving so much energy, because otherwise, like I'm not kidding when I say this, I would be eating like a bag of popcorn. And that's embarrassing to admit, but it has happened. Now listen up, okay? This is a new code. If you've been following for a while, you might already know the code, but this is a new code. Use my new code, 599Taylor, to get $5.99 per meal on your first box plus free shipping on your first box. Go to greenchef.com for more details. Thank you to Green Chef for sponsoring today's video. Okay, let's go find ourselves a drive-through Starbucks. I know this is like a city thing, but there's such less drive-through Starbuckses here. Starbuckses that I'm used to, and like more of a suburban area-ish, or I guess like wherever I grew up. Also, Washington was totally known for drive-through coffee huts. I think that kind of like lends itself to Seattle culture and like Washington culture in general, if you get my vibe. If you get my vibe. I can still make the whole place shimmer. Bum, bum, bum. Hi, welcome to Starbucks. What can I get started for you? Hi there. Could I please have a tall iced sugar cookie almond milk latte? I'll also do the cookies and cream cake pop, please. Yeah, thank you so much, you two. We never do this, but I was in the mood. There was a snowman one, but I've never tried cookies and cream, and that just sounded good with my sugar cookie latte. It's like giving nothing. It just kind of tastes like a vanilla latte. Maybe there's not that many pumps in the tall. I don't know. I remember somebody telling me that they changed the recipe for like the pumpkin spice season, and the pumpkin spice syrup wasn't as strong as it has been in previous years. And normally, like whenever I order my drinks, I will get at least half the pumps. And I knew a lot of people that did the opposite this year because they felt like it wasn't strong enough. So I'm wondering if this is like a new thing that they're doing, slash the Christmas drinks also aren't as strong as the holiday pumpkin drinks. This is like way too analytical for like a taste test video, but like whatever, I got a cake pop. She's perfect. Your best advice to get over a breakup. There was a few questions on here that are kind of like very endearingly, Taylor, like what's happening with your life? I'm a little lost. And like I said, like I have been intentionally vague about some certain things, and I sort of threw like my life update into the middle of a video. Again, intentionally. I just didn't feel like it felt me to make like a whole breakup video, but I did separate from Keith just a few months ago. Ultimately, like it was just very typical scenario of two people growing apart, still having a lot of love and respect for each other, but just realizing we were not meant to be. And sort of like at the exact same time, our lease was ending, and I just felt like there wasn't a huge future for me in Washington anymore, at least not at that time. I don't love speaking in definites because I feel like I change my mind like every freaking 4 seconds. But in that moment in time, like midsummer, I just knew I needed to leave Washington and go live somewhere maybe like I've always wanted to live, and not let that decision be made alongside a partner. Not that that's a bad thing, but you know, a lot of times you compromise when you're in a relationship because you want us both to be happy. But I wanted to try a place that maybe was just for me. So I spent the summer just kind of like figuring that out, and I was really dead set on moving to San Diego up until I came and visited Salt Lake. And so far, I feel like I've made the right decision, but only time will tell. As far as like a breakup goes though, I mean, gosh, it sucks either way. Like, it sucks if you are the person breaking up with somebody. It obviously sucks even more if you get broken up with. And even in my situation where Keith and I left each other on like quite, I wouldn't say happy terms, but just very kind terms, it still was never easy. And I had a really difficult time with finding myself again, and I felt like I lost a lot of that in my relationship. To be honest, I leaned a lot on my family. I leaned a lot on my friends, more so I think than I ever have in my life. And I try to be as cognizant of that as possible. Like, I don't want to be that person that's constantly like calling them up and crying to them every single day. And that was another reason why I felt like therapy felt like a good option, because I knew I couldn't just rely on my friends all of the time. Like, I probably needed to seek something more professional. But I definitely learned like who my truest friends are and like who are the really important people in my life. I had to like start doing things for me. Obviously, the biggest statement of that is like moving to a whole new city, but not everybody can do that or wants to do that. But I had to remember like what it is that Taylor likes, and what do I want to do, and what hobbies do I enjoy, or even like what movie do I want to watch, you know? I hate being alone, and I always have. And I think that's indicative of a lot of like the friendships and relationships that I've been in, because I've been so codependent for so long. But I think that this time in my life has helped me really work on that in hopefully a healthy way and like be more comfortable with being by myself. And whether that just means like you're having a night in and not feeling guilty about it, or you're taking yourself to the movies, you're just running errands on your own. It's really, I don't know, like for me at least, it was scary at first, but like you get past that hurdle and you get over it, because you kind of just have to keep pedaling to keep your bicycle balanced, you know? Another thing, the podcast. Here is the dealio with Don't Get It Twisted, okay? I intentionally took a pause on the podcast right before I left for Europe, which if you don't remember, that was the end of May this year, just because I was like, how in the world am I going to do this remotely, like from Greece? Wouldn't have a microphone, whatever. And then I got back home, and that's when Keith and I separated, and I just kind of felt like I didn't have anything to say, and I've wanted to like be very intentional about not just like oversharing on the internet just because I can. To be honest, like I think I just felt like I wasn't myself for a really long time. So that's why I kind of took a step back from it, because I didn't know how to just like get onto a microphone and talk about things. Like even if I was being fake, like I couldn't fake that, especially for like an hour just sitting in front of a microphone. And I've had plans to like bring it back, and I know I've had a lot of very kind requests to do so, and I promise I probably will very soon. But I want to make sure when I do bring it back that I'm like full force ready to bring it again, and not just do this off and on pattern, because that's not reflective of my work ethic, hopefully, I don't think. And I know if I want to bring it back, I don't want to tease you all. Like, you need the content. Let me properly give it to you. Let me properly give it to you. Why can't I say that? Let me properly give it to you. Beck asked if I'm training for another race. To be honest, my workouts have like taken the back burner, like 1,000,000% they have, especially the last month or so. I've been trying so hard to get myself back into the gym like on a regular schedule, but it's been really difficult. So a race has not even truly crossed my mind. A marathon is still in my life plans. Like that's still something I would love to freaking do. I think I would probably want to do another half maybe first. So then I'm like preconditioned for the marathon. And from there, I could not easily, but I could like more seamlessly integrate training for the marathon after I've already been training for the half, if that makes sense. That was initially like my plan for this year, and then I just never really signed up for the full marathon. But if I'm gonna run a full marathon, I want to do it somewhere fun, or at least somewhere scenic and beautiful. So after I'm done with the race, I have a fun place to hang out or explore, maybe someplace I've never been. I've heard the Hawaii marathon is amazing. I could maybe try, I don't know, like Australia, something amazing. I'm kind of missing my hot coffee now. I got myself on my cold coffee, and then I got cold, and now I'm gonna drink this, and then I'll be hot again. That is the story of my life. I feel like most of my friends are iced coffee people, but it's not that I can't get there. There's just nothing in my eyes that's better than a hot cup of coffee. Like if I have to compare, I'm always gonna go hot. It's the dead of August. I'm drinking a hot coffee. I don't know. This is really cute. There's a whole bunch of questions about Vlogmas. Was not expecting, I guess, like such a kind request for it. I freaking love Vlogmas. I had a really good time doing it last year, to be fair. I think because it was also just me making content about my absolute freaking favorite time of the year. I also have a lot of questions about whether or not I've gotten into the holiday spirit. You bet your freaking bottom dollar. Normally my golden rule is to wait till after my birthday to like fully dive in. So I'm kind of doing that. My birthday is like middle of November, but I've started decorating a little bit. I have started pulling out my Christmas sweaters. I should be wearing one today. I don't know why I'm not. I'm excited to wear one on the mountain. I've never skied in like a little Christmas sweater before, and I have so many freaking good ones, in my opinion. And skiing is like so easy here. I'm gonna hopefully find myself on the mountain like every weekend, every week, who knows? I'm not gonna say no to Vlogmas. I'm not gonna say yes. I think hopefully. Last year I did the 12 days of Twistmas, and I think that was like a little bit more achievable because it was only 12 videos. It was a mix of vlogs and like a mix of other fun things, and I liked that because then I was kind of, I guess, quote unquote, done by the 12th or whatever I ended up doing. And then I could enjoy the rest of the holiday season with just being with my family. And that was chef's kisses. Cake pops, genius idea. I don't want a full thing of cake. I want a pop. Okay, I was gonna say let's go grab like another fall holiday coffee item, but there's this donut place that I've been wanting to try, and that sounds a lot more fun. Now that I've had like a cake pop, I'm in the mood for more sweets. Now we got ourselves in the mood. Now we have to go to Drummer Boy. Not even unpopular opinion, just the best Christmas song of all time. Play for the king, play for the title. I'm surprised you didn't hear this in the Bible. The fact that Justin got Busta Rhymes on this track, I think just because he like tweeted at him, iconic. And there's like no better duo for a rendition of Drummer Boy. My absolute favorite thing is telling people how good this song is if they've never heard it before. Because they'll ask you, like, what's your favorite Christmas song? And I might throw in Drummer Boy by Justin Bieber. And they're confused because, you know, normally Drummer Boy is classical, slow, methodical. And then you throw them with this beat that hits so hard it should be illegal? The table with the family, having dinner, blackberry on a him, and then they gave a little flick, and then Happy Hanukkah! Hey! Can I do vanilla cake donut, please, with sprinkles?
Okay.
And half a dozen of donut holes?
Of the sprinkle ones?
Any is fine. Thank you. They're making the donuts fresh right now. Not mine, but probably for tomorrow. Dude, this smells so freaking good. I'm so freaking excited. You make every day the last Christmas. Dang it! Hang on. Oh my god! Dang it! I've lost my touch. Oh, Santa's go! Come and make it mine this Christmas! We'll take it. That was so freaking pathetic. Oh my god, look how many sprinkles. This is probably my go-to favorite donut if I don't have a menu. Like, there was no Taylor looking at the option of donuts. I just remembered that I liked this one. Always a good go-to. Then the queen gave me a huge variety of delicious donut holes. Stunning. Ugh. Hang on. I spoke too soon. This is jelly filled. It's the one thing I hate. Nope. Oh, I thought she was glazed. So peaceful with the rain just trickling down. I've actually been fairly impressed with the food in Salt Lake. I wouldn't say I've done like an amazing job at exploring restaurants as of yet, but even just like little things like their bakeries, little donut shops like this, I've been pretty impressed. And I am very happy with the prices of most things. Coming from Washington or California, prices were just a lot more expensive. So things are a bit more affordable here. This is actually a great question and probably pretty relevant to how my life has been, at least like the past 6 months. What is your travel fitness routine? It really truly depends on my mood / what I know I will have access to in that environment. Like, let's say I'm going on vacation, I never put the pressure on myself to keep up a fitness routine if I know I want to just be like relaxing on that vacation. If it is a travel where I want to continue to work out, then I'm only going to expect myself to commit to the things I know I'm able to do. For example, a hotel room workout. That's a lot more achievable than expecting that place to have a gym that you'll be able to access or that you would even have the energy to go do after a long day of traveling. I also will expect myself to do a whole lot less in terms of sessions. So if I know I'm traveling for a week and normally I would work out 5 times per week, maybe I only expect myself to work out 2 to 3 times. One of my favorite ways to learn a new place or to travel in general is to walk the city, walk the environment I'm in, and that's a great way to get in a workout. If you just go walk around the city for an hour or something, you grab a coffee or you're grabbing breakfast or maybe you're running errands or something, or you're just kind of wandering, that's a great way to see your environment while also like 2-for-1 deal, getting a sneaky little workout in. I don't know how I haven't even had a bite of my donut. Oh my god. Oh, this place has award-winning donuts, and now I know why. It is 4 p.m. Donuts never taste this fresh at 4 p.m. Like, you know they made this at 4 a.m. And here it is! Still delicious. Paula asks, how do you find a good personal trainer? Things to look for as green flags. That's a great way to put it. I look for people that align with similar values to myself. First and foremost, actually, I look for credentials. I look to see what they are certified in, what their specialties are, maybe even like the demographic of people that they typically work with. If, let's say, they're typically working with moms postpartum or something, then maybe I would want to find somebody who works with young women woman in their 20s. Just because we're going to be leading totally different lifestyles, that doesn't mean that they might not be good for me. It just might not be as catered towards me and my lifestyle. So definitely credentials, that's obviously huge. I look for an overall healthy mindset and somebody that's not just promoting weight loss. I look for somebody who aligns with my values of a holistic lifestyle, somebody that's not expecting me to go into the gym 7 times per week, and also just somebody that I can like genuinely feel comfortable around. There's nothing worse than feeling intimidated by your trainer, and I truly don't believe that is the best way or the only way to see results. You do not have to be intimidated into the gym. It should be a place that you feel confident in and welcomed in and empowered at. I had a horrible experience with sports in my high school days because I had a really just not fun coach. And ultimately, like, he made me resent my sport that I loved so much. And it really like made me intimidated to even step foot in a gym in like a cheerleading setting for many years. And it wasn't until I came to Utah where I felt comfortable enough to try an adult tumbling class. And my coach has been so freaking phenomenal because he's all about fun and encouraging you. And I've told him time and time again how I just feel like this sense of relief when I come into class. And it's one of the first times in my life that I can remember like not walking into a cheer gym and immediately feeling like a pit in my stomach, because this coach is so great at leading with his heart and leading by passion and fun and positivity. And I truly believe like you do not need to be bullied into a workout or into living a healthy lifestyle. So that is like the green flag that I look for. Positivity, kindness, like a good friend that's also holistic, that's certified. Hard to find, but they're a gem when you do. And of course, like avoid all of those like clickbaity things, people that tell you to lose weight in a certain area. I think there's so much fitness content on the internet now that it's sadly more concentrated on physiques. So filtering through that as much as possible is always going to be key. Y'all better come down here and get one of these.
It's a chicken salad.
That was a very long tangent to try and prove my point, but I really feel like we're in this season of life now where like we all need to just lift each other up. Like, it is 2022. We do not need to be bringing each other down in any capacity. Fitness related, friend related, relationships, women to women, like whatever. Let's be freaking kind to one another. Hot take, be kind. I love you all. I'm starting to get cold. The rain is pounding down. I'm really sorry that it's so stinking loud. I know this video feels like a cheap little easy way out, but to me, I also feel like it was kind of needed. A lot of things that I just needed to like say and share. So thank you for sharing this time with me. Eating some donuts, drinking some coffee. I hope that you can treat yourself to something delicious today as well. Go get yourself a donut because life gave us donuts. Are we just supposed to avoid them? We're just supposed to go through our life not buying donuts. Excuse me? Won't you help me out? I know you're kind of busy with your ass right now.